Right. Hi, everyone. So today we are members of Team 15, and we are going to present this PPT that we have prepared for our software engineering project. Today, I am here with Aniruddha, Lakshman, and myself, Pushpak. So we'll be getting started with the particular slides. And this is like a quick overview and a presentation to define and explain what all we have done throughout the 6 milestones. So let's get started without further ado. So what was the original problem statement? The original problem statement was that we had to prepare a Seek portal. We can call it Seek 2.0. We have given it a name Seek++, and the portal should offer a variety of learning resources, including videos, assignments, quizzes, supporting self-paced learning. Also, the aim was to sort of explore and implement generative AI technologies to make the learning experience more profound and interesting. So that was the problem statement. The first thing on how we started dealing with the project was identifying the types of user that we had. So we have three different categories for the types of users: primary, secondary, tertiary. In our particular use case, the primary users are students and instructors. Secondary would be administrators, content developers. Tertiary would be parents, guardians, technical support staff, institutional stakeholders. We have added some remarks to it. I'll not get too much into the details because I want to quickly go through the slides and give an overview along with my team. So, all right, coming back to the user stories. As a student, so we have segregated our user stories into two main components. As a student, what would be the requirements, and as an instructor, what would be the requirements. So as a student, I want a feature that can summarize the content of the lecture videos into 1 to 3 paragraphs, highlighting 5 to 10 key points so that I can efficiently review the material and focus on understanding the concepts. So these are basically the user requirements that we can expect from a student's point of view. The other would be generating concise summaries of the lecture slides, highlighting important key points, again, something closely related with respect to the generative AI. The third user story is somewhat similar: concise summaries from videos and summaries in regional languages. So that's these are the three user stories from the student's point of view. We have more, three coming up ahead. Then the user stories include that we want to generate questions on demand, AI generated questions to help students learn. And this would also sort of make sure that the questions are different from other students. So it would include more vast learning materials. This would also help continuously test the knowledge. The other user stories would include a feedback. So using AI to focus on the pain points for that particular student, and then mentor-like guidance while coding to give hints towards syntax, giving small hints towards the errors while submitting the code, etc. and etc. Now we have three more as a student. So we would also like to focus, again, as I mentioned, pain points and feedback. They sort of align on a similar note. That's what we have. We would also want something like speech to text or speech to code functionalities. So a student, they can just talk and it would be converted to a code or a text. Then a student might also want a chatbot which can give quick answers, or let's say deadlines or exam dates or a study plan. So these are some things that a student can expect. Now, talking about the instructor's point of view. So uh, the instructor might want a feature that can generate activities and practice questions as per the student's request, so that students can exercise their knowledge and skills continuously without worrying about their availability. So this is one of the user stories from instructor's point of view. Then we would have like provide instant feedbacks based on the assessments and assignments that student submits. We would also want to generate custom test cases for the coding questions. We would also want to generate test cases to cover most of the corner cases. So general test cases and covering the corner cases in the programming questions. So that's what we have. Now, we would like to move on to the wireframes for the students portal that we have developed. So this was the part of our journey, and I would like Lakshman to take over from this slide onward.
Thank you, Pushpak. I will cover the wireframes. So wireframes are divided into two parts. One is the student portal and the second is the instructor portal. So in the student portal section, the first we have is the login page. If the student is new, then he can sign up using the sign up button. And if he's not a new student, he can write his mail and password and he can log in. And in the next section, we have lecture page with video summarization. So here we have all the course details. And what AI does here is it summarizes videos, so the student doesn't have to take notes, and it also supports regional language and other languages as well. The next In the next portal, we have lecture slides with summarization. So AI can create a slide summary based on the videos. So in the next part, here the AI can generate new questions, the programming questions based on students' demand, and it can also show there is also the error analysis section and solution section, and we can also ask the AI for. I can't see the screen well. Okay, so we have covered programming-based questions. Now it's time for theory-based questions, which contain multiple choice and multiple select questions. These are theory-based and which is different from programming-based, and this will be again generated by AI. So, so the AI knows what kind of topics students is facing difficulty in. So it can give a study plan for a student for particular pain points of this for the student. So now it's time for instructors portal. So for instructor portal, we we have graded and practice programming assignments. So we already had AI generated assignments. Now we have instructor generated assignments. So instructors can create practice and graded programming assignments for the students. What AI does here is it can create public and private test cases for each of the question. Thank you. And now Anirudh will take over for project scheduling.
Yeah, Lakshman. So we initially started and we just assigned basic roles to everyone, and from that we created a Jira, and we have a backlog and the entire suite of Jira tools, and we use that to make sure that we're all up to date with all the tasks assigned to us. Furthermore, the Jira is also integrated with the GitHub, so any pushes and any commits, any branches are automatically tracked on Jira. And you can also see that we have just written out the task distribution. So this is kind of how we started with it. And then we pushed all this into Jira and we tracked it from that. We also had a stand-up meetings twice a week. We also tried to meet up a little more with whoever we needed. So if I needed help working with Pushpak, I would just message him on WhatsApp and just meet up with him. Okay, so let's talk about our design components. We have 4 design components here: user, course, assessment, and the Gen AI components. So the user component is just the base user, student, and instructor. So you can imagine this as the classes. The course component handles the main courses, and below that modules, and below that lessons. So modules are usually weeks, and in each week there are a bunch of lessons. And when we speak about assessments, we have the graded practice and programming assessments. And the 2 things we have in this is the actual assignment and the submissions. When we talk about the Gen AI component, there are quite a few, but a few of the major ones are the assignment generator that we saw in the instructor wireframe, the code help that we saw in the student one. The test case generator is also another one in the instructor one. The summarizer one we saw in the slides, and the chatbot is all throughout the website. So this is our class diagram. We can't explain this very well over PPT, but we will try. So this is more of a visualization of the previous slide. So you can see how the instructor and student are from the user component. Similarly, the course has modules, modules has lessons, and assignment has a submission, and assignment is then linked up to the modules. And the big component on the bottom is all the Gen AI features. Seen all the ones that Lakshman just spoke about: pain point summarizer, chatbot, the programming generator, the video summarizer, translator. All of this comes under the Gen AI component. So this is the class diagram that we follow. So now coming on to the API endpoints, the visuals that you're seeing are from Swagger. So we created the YAML file, and that was in one of the first few milestones. And we uploaded that to Swagger, and this is how they look. So we have followed a basic template, and we've not tried to make our own unique things. We've stuck to the industry standard, and the user authentication is normal, just register, login. We're not overthinking anything. So now, again, with the course component, you can see that we have a list of courses, course ID, modules, and in modules lessons. So even in the API routes, you can see that the component structure has remained the same. So these are the other API endpoints. So we have a bunch of them for assignment and Gen AI. This is the same as the classes, and you can see, you can pause the video and check if you want. All the class structure has remained the same. So let's talk about the technologies used. We have used quite a few. So Python has been the core programming language for the backend. So Python has various packages that we've used with it. So Flask, Flask SQL Alchemy, Flask Security, we've used PyTest. SQLite is also being accessed by Python, and LangChain as well. So for all the Gen AI features are through LangChain. So all of these come under the Python component. Vue.js has been our main front-end framework. So Vue.js has a huge number of modules. Obviously, we can't list all of them because that's just the nature of Vue.js, but that's how the front end has been completely created. Now, for the version control, we stuck with Git. This is the industry standard, so we have not tried to deviate from it. And GitHub has been used because of its very tight integration with Jira and its ease of use. Now, ThunderClient and Insomnia has been used by the front-end API testing, and PyTest has been majorly for the back-end testing and a little bit of API testing. So the Swagger editor, as I'd said before, is for just visualizing the API endpoints and creating the amplifier.
Right. Thanks, Lakshman. Thanks, Aniruddha. So now I think we can move on to the demo video that we have recorded. So Archit is our guy who has recorded a very pretty demonstration for our entire application. So let's look at that and have a look at it.
Welcome to the video walkthrough of Software Engineering Project for Team 15. As a part of this project, we were tasked to create a learner management system, or an LMS, that could leverage the capabilities of generative AI so as to help learners or students in their learner journey and mitigate their pain points. So for this project, we very innovatively named our portal Seek++ as an advanced version of the original Seek portal, and we hope to deliver a better way to learn. So this is the landing page for the application where you can log in or you can sign up. So I'll just start with the sign up. So as you can see, the user has been registered, and then I can simply log in. Post logging in, this is the main dashboard for the student where all the courses have been listed, and then there a student can simply launch a course. For example, I launched the programming in Python course. This is the course page, the course main page, where we are greeted with the course description and what all modules are there in the course. The modules have also been listed over here on the side, and we can in fact view some of the lessons. Like for example, for the first week, the content will primarily be based on lists. Then there's a video page for the lesson where there's a video. There's also a scratch pad where you can take notes, and post taking a note, you can simply save a note. And the Gen AI feature is that there's a video summary feature that will generate a summary of the video that you're watching so that you can take quick notes, or it will help you do quick revision for the quizzes. There's a brief summary, as well as there are some key points that have been highlighted. Another Gen AI feature that has been enabled is you can actually view the summary in your regional language. So for example, I want to see it in Tamil, I can simply translate it, and it has now generated the summary in Tamil. Similarly, there's a slide page where the PDF slide for the video is available. Again, you can take the notes. Again, there's a slide summary, similar feature, but again, key point summary, and you can again translate it. This time, let's say Punjabi, and so it has translated it. So for the course page, also there's a calculator built in, which we use the Desmos, and we also have a chatbot which can help students leverage any questions that they have, so that they don't spend time on this course finding something. So we have named our chatbot Pushpak, which stands for pushing pupils to attain knowledge. So in fact, I can ask, what can you do for me? And right, so Pushpak has responded back with saying a pretty long response, but these are the capabilities. You can also ask it about the deadline. So when is the deadline for GRBA 8, for example? And so Pushpak has responded with whatever knowledge it has been fed by the instructors. So it says 8 December. Right, so for the course learning side of things, these are the main Gen AI features. Now next we have the assignments page where you can choose which assignment for which module you want. So let's say I want an assignment for lists, and I want a practice assignment. And there are again two options: the theoretical based, which is MCQs, and the programming based. So first, let's see the programming one, and you can just test yourself. And the Gen AI feature now is that practice assignments are implemented in such a manner that the student can generate as many questions as they want. So currently there are no practice questions, so I can simply generate a question. And so a list of 5 questions have been generated, and you can generate more as well. So right, so if I just attempt this quiz. Right, so I now click submit, and the correct options and the wrong options have been highlighted, and soon we also get a generated AI generated feedback as well as the tip. So feedback is indicating where I went wrong or where I went correct, and a tip is for future reference, how can I approach such problems. Right. Similarly, we also have a programming side of the assignments. So practice programming. Again, there are no questions currently, but you can simply generate a few. Right, so it has generated 2 questions. Right, so it has the programming side of things has a lot of features. So you can simply, if you're stuck, you're not sure how you want to start, you can simply press the get hint button, and it will give you a hint, and you can press it again and again. It will give you a new hint every time. We also have enabled a speech to code feature for our fellow students who have motor skill issues, who are not so dexter with their hands and everything. So what you can do is simply click this feature, and then you can actually speak the code, and Gen AI will format it into the required format. Whatever audio you have input, it will just format that as the output. So I can just record def list sum open bracket a close bracket colon next line print hello world. So now I stop the recording and I can click to convert to code, and soon, yeah, so it's not perfect, but it has definitely created a code for our students. So I just fix this code so that I can show you the next feature. Right, so I just made a function, and I can again run it, and I can see what is the output. By running, I will only see the public test cases, and I can also submit it. Now, post submission, what you also get is a get feedback feature, which will help the student understand where he or she might have missed some test cases. Again, this is generated by AI, so it has given a feedback as well as a tip for future references, or for attending such questions in the future. Right. Similarly, there are the graded side of things as well, but on the graded side, we do not allow any generated questions so that we can level the playing field for our students. So these are instructor-fed questions, and yeah, similarly for the programming side as well. But we do enable the, again, also for graded programming, we do not enable the code hints, because we ultimately want the student to attempt the question himself or herself. But we do have the, so I can show you, we do give them the feedback option. So I can just submit this, and yeah, so soon the feedback has been generated. Right. So these are the main points from the assignment perspective. And post submitting, making submissions or doing assignments, you are nearing the quizzes or the end term exam, and so you want to a student wants to identify where all he is lacking or what should be the revision plan, and that is the next feature. So it's now detecting whatever pain points you have based on the submissions that you have made. Right. So it has detected. It has given the pain points as a list, what all particular concepts you should revise, and it has also given a revision plan as to how to approach the revision. So these are the main features of our C++ portal, and we hope that such a portal can, this is just the beginning of the integration between AI and what we traditionally have, and we hope that this can be improvised further for students, and they benefit from this. Thank you for this for being an audience for this walkthrough, and with that, thank you.
All right, so that was the demonstration. So thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll stop sharing my screen, and then I will stop the recording as well. Thanks again.